Hey you guys, so welcome to this impromptu video. I'm going to be talking about this whole Nigeria thing. Oh my gosh. So let me start by saying initially I wanted it to be a surprise. Okay, so I was gonna wait till I was situated in Nigeria and then surprise you guys, right? But things have not played out in the way I imagined. So I decided that I'm gonna take you guys on the journey with me as it unfolds going forward, okay? So yeah. Okay, so let me rewind again. So how this even came up, my partner and I have a car, which is in Toronto, and we wanted to bring it to, not Nigeria, to Ghana for some time now, right? But the duties on importing cars is like astronomical. So we were kind of trying to figure out a way to maybe reduce the fees in order to get the car to Ghana, but that wasn't realistic and there wasn't any real way to avoid paying those crazy fees. He is Nigerian and Jamaican, so it's been a long time since he's been to Nigeria. So he had the car and we decided to ship it to Nigeria and we're gonna see what we could do from there. So when he went to clear the car at the port in Nigeria, it was different than what he remembers. So when he actually went to Nigeria, also that's Naomi, she's doing some cleaning, don't mind her.
Sorry guys.
Oh my gosh. So when he went there, he was surprised to see how the place had developed and how it had changed, right? So he comes back and he's like, yeah, like Nigeria's really changed. And one of his friends was interested in doing a crazy burger in Nigeria, and we were like, oh, that'd be cool, we'd do a franchise out there and whatever. So long story short, that never really came through, but we were saying, what if we just open the Crazy Burger ourselves, which would entail moving to Nigeria. So that is how the story came about. And then of course we have Crazy Burger here, and we have someone who had actually wanted to franchise that location. And so we've done it. That location is franchised by someone we know, and they've taken it over like currently right now, right? So that's pretty much the whole backstory of this whole Nigeria thing, right? So I've always wanted to explore the rest of Africa. I don't want to only just stay in Ghana. I would like to experience, you know, the whole entire continent. So I was always curious about Nigeria, you know, it being so close to Ghana, and I know a lot of Nigerian people. So that would have been like the next place in my mind that I would have wanted to experience, right? So, I mean, it just so happens that we have a business and it would be a good opportunity to expand and grow by bringing it to Nigeria. Yeah, and so since that time, which was like last year, October, we've been seriously considering moving to Nigeria. So that's just how it all came about. So we've been house hunting and it's a nightmare. House hunting in Nigeria, like, it's not fun at all. Like, so I am going to take you through my honest experience and let you know, how it's going. So if you guys remember, I went to Nigeria in November for the first time just to check it out. And we did look at a few apartments, but that wasn't like for that reason. I just wanted to go there just to check it out and just, you know, vibe it out and see what it's like. So the second time I went, which was a couple weeks ago, we actually went to house hunt, and it's crazy. Just out the gate, house hunting in Nigeria is definitely different from house hunting in Ghana. So when I first moved to Ghana, what I did is I went on this website called micasa.com, okay, and there's a bunch of listings there. Now, almost none of the listings are actually real. They're not real, but it's just a way for the agents to get you to contact them. So you might see a nice place on there. 90% it's not actually a real place that's available, but you have to message the agent anyway, and then the agent will send you what is actually available. So it sucks and it's annoying, but that's pretty much how it works. So when I first came to Ghana, I went on that website, I messaged whatever random real estate agent that I found on there, and I found my first place, which is Imensa, when I first moved to Ghana. And even after that, anytime I've moved, which I've moved like 3 times while living here, I've used the same website and just found an agent and then found a place. Another thing is I've never paid for more than 6 months at a time. So in Africa, it's very common, and I guess other countries as well, it's very common to pay your rent like a year in advance, right? So America, Canada, UK, you pay month to month, but out here it's typically a year in advance. And I've always been lucky enough to only even pay 6 months at a time. I don't want to pay that much, you know, in advance. So I've been able to pay 6 months at a time, which has been a blessing. And I even figured I'd be able to do the same thing in Nigeria. Not at all. At all. No one is taking less than 1 year. When I was first looking at apartments in Nigeria, right, I'm thinking we'll just look at a bunch and just choose whatever one we want, right? We have the money ready to pay, and yeah, you know, so that's how it is in Ghana. You look for what you want, you like it, you tell the agent that you're gonna take it, you pay for it, right? So, you know, we're there weighing our options, looking around, and we're like, okay, after like 3 days, okay, we're gonna take this one. So we messaged the agent who took us, hey, you know, we're gonna get this one. Okay, you have to fill out this form. Form? Okay, what form? So you have to fill out a long detailed form, okay? So it's gonna ask you your name, your address, where you're living, and why you wanna move. It's gonna ask you for 2 guarantors, okay? So you have to have 2 people who are willing to vouch their lives that you're like a normal person or a good person. And even some of the forms will say that the guarantor will guarantee the rent for however many months if something happens. Like, what? Which I find that kind of weird, because I'm already paying for 1 year. I'm giving you 1 year's money that I haven't even lived out. So why would a guarantor need to be giving you any money or paying for anything if something were to happen? But it's serious business. And then they want the reason you are not living at your other place. Because I want to move. Yeah, so I just found that really weird. So you submit your form, right? And so again, I'm thinking, okay, they'll just get back to us. It's like they're collecting forms from a bunch of people, and you'll just be lucky to be the chosen one, basically. So you're thinking you're gonna get a response from handing in your form. No, there's 10 other forms. We'll get back to you. So I quickly learned that I need to take every single form, every apartment that I see, I need to fill out the form and apply for it. Even if I'm not really sure, I don't know if I really want it, fill out the form, okay? So that is rule number 1. Fill out every single form of a house that you look at, whether you like the house or you don't like the house, okay? So then, so let me tell you what happened. For that whole week, any place that we did like and we said we want to apply for it, when they called, the next day it was gone. So it's like, how are we looking at apartments that 6 hours later no longer are available, right? So it's like, why are you still allowing clients to look at a place when you've already given it out? So that was frustrating to me. So I said to myself, if we don't find a place, I don't even know about this anymore. Like, I said that while I was on that trip. And then this agent that I've been working with, he miraculously found this 5-bedroom place, and the price was like so amazing. And it was furnished, it had television, stove, couch, beds, it had everything. And it had a pool. It was a decent place, and it was like such a reasonable price, right? So I said, you know what? This gotta be the Lord, because this is a miracle. So I said, listen, I don't even want to see it unless the landlord is available to talk to me right now to let me know if he'll accept me or not. I don't even want to look. So we go to look at the place. It looks cool. and the property manager was actually on site. So she's the one who opened the door and everything like that. She did look a little tiny bit sketchy, you know what I mean? Like for a property manager, but again, like maybe the job isn't like a high paying job or something like that, I don't know. Well, she had the keys to the place, she opened it. Even the place is gated, so you have to get past security at the gate to get in. So, I mean, it's gotta count for something. So anyways, we look around, I love the place, I'm like, listen, I'll pay you right now. So she's like, okay. So I basically change some US money and I give her half the money for the apartment, right? So I did feel like, wow, that was kind of fast. And I was looking around to see if there's any evidence that maybe she's like a scammer or she's not real. But anyways, I just went with my gut kind of. So we paid for the place. She gave me like a offer letter just outlining what I'm paying for and whatever. So she was like, you can pay the rest when you go back to Ghana. So we're thinking, well, that was, you know, that was annoying, but at least we found the place, right? So the next day we go to my partner's grandmother's house, his great grand aunt. So we're telling her about the miraculous deal. She's like, wow, that's really amazing. Almost too good to be true. So her daughter comes and we're also telling her about the deal, right? And she's like, wow, that's it? She's like, I wonder why it's so cheap. I was like, I don't know. So she's like, you know, that area might have flooding and that's why they're giving away for such a low price. And I was like, well, I mean, potentially, but you know, it is what it is. So she's like, okay, do you have a receipt? I was like, well, no, she didn't give me a receipt. You know what I mean? She's like, uh-oh. She's like, nah, if you don't have a receipt, then that could be a scam. I was like, well, she gave me this letter thing. She's like, yeah, but this is not a receipt. You need a receipt of proof of payment that you made this much payment. She's like, why did you pay so much down anyway? So I was like, I don't know. They're like, nah, get your money back, get your money back. So now it became, oh, the agent brought you there on purpose because he knew you were desperate, and then he encouraged you to pay half the payment up front and then go back to Ghana and pay the rest. I was like, I guess, like, yes, it's possible. I didn't feel that way, but I mean, you know, that's how scammers get you, right? So I'm like, okay, sorry guys, I had to tend to bop there for a sec. Anyhow, I think, where was I? So I was saying that we didn't have a receipt for the place. So they were like, nah, it's a scam, get your money back, whatever. So now I'm like, damn, my heart is sinking. I'm like, did I really just give some person like thousands of dollars or something and they're not real? So, you know, I get home and yeah, we call the agent and he's like, no, there's nothing to worry about, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I wasn't worried. To be honest, like, I just wasn't worried. I didn't actually believe that I was like God. I didn't feel that way. But everyone else said it had to be that because of the way it was. And I kind of feel like just because people don't do business properly, that doesn't mean it's a scam, okay? It just means that they need to do things, you know, better, but that doesn't mean that it has to be like a bad situation necessarily. You get what I'm saying? So I didn't feel like that. So anyway, we chased up with the agent and he was able to get the refund. And I felt even more disappointed because the fact that we got the refund was evidence that it wasn't a fake place. It was a real place because they gave us the money back. If it wasn't real, numbers would have been changed, people would have disappeared, you know, and you wouldn't have gotten a refund. Definitely wouldn't have got any money back. So the fact we got some money back was just like, okay, it was real. Anyways, so of course that situation is now gone bitter and, you know, she's not gonna wanna rent it to us after that. So here we are looking for a place again. So we found places, but then when we've gone to actually confirm the identity and make payment, just something was off, like something was sketchy, you know? So it has been like this for the last 3 months. We've been like finding places and then whatever. So I just really am exhausted. I'm literally sick and tired and annoyed of like trying to find a place in Nigeria. I'm a very, I don't want to say carefree person, but you know, some people are super thorough. I'm just regular thorough. But there are people who are like super serious, which is my partner. He's like, you know what I mean? So in his opinion, he doesn't want to work with any person that's not directly recommended from someone he knows, which is a good idea overall. But the limitations with working with just 1 or 2 agents is they only know the properties that they have available. You get it? So if you work with one agent, let's say in Toronto, that agent can find any place in Toronto. But I find when you work with one agent in Ghana or Nigeria, they only have what they have. You get me? So if the agent you're working with has 2 houses that are $50,000 billion, those are the 2 houses he has, right? So you do have to work with 40 agents to access 40 properties. You get me? To give you the options. So that's, you know, the drawback of working with 1 agent or 2 agents. You're only going to see the 1 or 2 apartments that they have. So there's that. Yeah. So where we are right now is we were able to work with one of the agents through a friend, and they've sent us a place that we like, and the landlord was able to reply and accept our offer. So we haven't made the payment yet. So until that money exchange is made and the keys are handed over, you know what I mean? But it's looking pretty good. But honestly, it's looked pretty good before. So I can't even say that. It's looked pretty good before. Yeah. So it's just been like, very exhausting. So, I don't know what to make of this experience, because it's definitely different from my Ghanaian experience, right? And I'm not sure if I need to be that suspicious of everybody. I'm not, like, I don't feel suspicious of people. Like when I'm looking for a place here in Ghana, for the most part, I don't feel like suspicious of you. I don't think that you're fake. I don't think you're showing me a fake place. I don't think you're trying to pull one over on me. You know what I mean? It's a strong word, but I kind of trust you. Now in Nigeria, I still didn't have that suspicious feeling of like all the agents or any agent you find online, you can't trust them. I didn't feel like that. But I just do not have that mentality like something is gonna go wrong or someone's going to pull the wool over my eyes. It's possible, but I don't go into life thinking of how someone can get me, and I'm not suspicious of people unless I really need to be. But yeah, so I've never had that feeling here in Ghana of any agent who's shown me a place or whatever. I've never thought, oh, this guy probably cut a copy of the key and he's working with the gate guy and they're both trying to trick me into getting this place and make a down payment to an account that's not real. I just don't think like that. So, but some people automatically think like that, like, you know what I mean? So, that's just that. So again, I don't think I need to be suspicious of Nigeria. I don't think I need to be suspicious. And things happen in Ghana, Canada, and America, Nigeria. Things happen all over the world where, you know, you're not careful and you get got. It just happens all over the world. So it's not unique to Nigeria or to Ghana or to the States or to, it can happen anywhere. So I'm just saying overall, my personal feeling, I don't feel like I need to be extra suspicious of Nigeria. I don't want to say that I feel like you need extra suspicion when you're moving to Nigeria. Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah. Anyway, so that is my story. So I'm going to be updating you guys, and now we're going to be doing this together. So we'll be working together every step of the way, as things unfold and as we progress into transitioning to Nigeria. Yeah, I guess you guys might be wondering how the kids are taking it. They're looking forward to moving to Nigeria. So that's really good. That's really exciting. And I know some people in the comments have been like, oh, they're not able to stay anywhere for a long time and they're moving around and this and that. I'm like about that, and this is why I feel that way. Like if I were a mega celebrity and I had a busy lifestyle and I was moving, let's say I was Beyonce or someone on tour, who knows, whatever situation, I don't know if people feel like, oh, so concerned about those children, you know? Or people in the army, apparently people who have children and they're in the army, I think they're like posted at different places all the time. So again, maybe their kids move 1 year in Italy, 1 year in Germany, 1 year here, then so, you know? So, I mean, it can be a part of any person's life. And a lot of people live that lifestyle. And I don't really look at it as a bad thing at all. I get to expose my children to different cultures. So that's what I think is the most important part of the whole thing, you know? So, and they're okay with it so far. So yeah, anyhow, that's pretty much like the super fast rundown so far that I want to just give you guys. I did go on some house tours that I wanted to just share with you guys and just show you like what you can get and for how much and what I was kind of interested in and looking at, and just kind of break down how that works. So that'll be the next video after this. Now I hope that I gave you a good amount of information to bring you up to speed, and if there are any questions, leave it in the comment down below and I'll be sure to get back to you guys, okay? So that is it for today's video. If you're not subscribed, join the family, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Share this video and all of that good stuff. So I am going to see you in the next video, okay, you all? So mwah, I love you and we'll talk tomorrow. Okay, love you, bye.